guys, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are joining me for the first time today. My name is Lucy and today I created this gorgeous blue eye look using the brand new ABH NORVINA Volume 2 palette. So if you do want to see how I created this look, then please do keep watching.
I traded my truth for some robbers, and he's playing Batman, but he's gonna rob him.
So for today's video, I'm going to be testing out the NORVINA Volume 2 palette. This one is so pretty. It's got a lot more blues and yellow tones in it, but I'll show you that in a second. If you haven't yet seen my NORVINA Volume 1 collection video, then please do make sure to go and watch that one as well. I will link it down in the description below. So this is the palette. I'm just turning it sideways because I don't want the lights to reflect off of the mirror like that. So as you can see, it is laid out in the same way that the Volume 1 palette was, and the Volume palette 3 is actually the same as well. So I really like the way that she's laid it out with the grid layout, so it's really easy to read. This palette is focused more around blues and greens. Obviously you've got a few pops of pink and orange and yellow in there, but for the majority it is like a blue and green toned palette. The one thing I will say about this palette is that I really was kind of expecting a white in here, and I'm kind of a bit upset that there's no white. I just feel like any good palette has to have a white and a black and then the shades in between, but Volume 1 has got a white, so if I need it I can just dig back into Volume 1. Hello, so I'm just inserting this little clip here because I realized that I kind of rushed this video and I didn't actually explain all of the information that I wanted to about the palettes. So the Volume 2 palette is the same price as the Volume 1 and the Volume 3. They are all $60. Volume 1, which is the one I have already reviewed on my channel, is exclusive just to the online Anastasia Beverly Hills websites. You can't buy them in store anywhere, whereas the Volume 2 and the Volume 3 palettes you can buy, but they are only exclusive to Sephora. So you can buy them in stores, but only in Sephora. So I just thought I'd note that for you guys in case anyone was wondering. Back to the video. So for today, I'm actually going to do a blue toned look just to celebrate the fact that this is a blue toned palette. I'm also going to turn it into a Halloween kind of Ice Queen look afterwards. So I'm kind of going to do a look focused around that. Before we get in with the eyeshadow, I am just going to prime my eyes. So I'm taking the ABH eye primer. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the shade D5, which is this one down here. It's like a really deep, dark, royal navy kind of blue. I'm really good at explaining shades, as you can tell. I'm taking that on the double-sided ABH brushes that come in their normal palettes, and I'm just going to take the packer side to pack that through my crease. Now I'm going to go in with the shade B4, which is a slightly lighter royal blue shade, and for this I'm taking the by Kira B brush. And now I'm going to go ahead and take the shade B5, which is the lightest blue in the palette, on a Unicorn Cosmetics small fluffy brush. I believe this comes in the class of 86 or 68 brush set. I got the Glock in my Robbie, 17 shots, no 30. Yeah, she's fine. Wondering where she been. Like I mentioned earlier, the NORVINA Volume 2 palette doesn't actually have a white shade in it, and I love to finish off my blends using a white shade, so I'm actually going to take the original NORVINA Volume 1 and just take the white shade out of there. If you don't have a white shade in your palette or in any of your palettes, then you can also use a translucent pressed powder, just like a face powder, because that's sometimes what I use if I can't be bothered to get up and find a white eyeshadow. Now I'm just taking that same ABH brush that I started with, and I'm just going to take the shade E5, which is a black down here in the corner, just to deepen up that darkest blue before I go ahead and cut the crease. Now I'm going to go ahead and cut my crease, so I'm just taking a Q-tip and some makeup remover just to cut out the shape before I go ahead and cut it with concealer. Now I'm taking the same ABH primer that I started to prime my eyes with, and I'm just going to use that to cut my crease into a half cut crease. Now I'm going to go ahead and blend back along the edges from the outside to the inside using the same colours that I've used through the crease. Now I'm going to go ahead and take one of the new Anastasia Beverly Hills glitters in the shade Keep Palm. It is such a beautiful aqua sort of blue shade. And I'm just going to take that on the outer corner where I've put these blue shadows on the outer corner here. And on the inner part of my cut crease, I'm going to take the shade Mermaids by Peaches and Cream, which is a white pigment with blue reflex. It's such a pretty shade. Now I'm going to go ahead and take the ABH liquid lipstick in the shade Nocturnal, which is a really dark navy blue shade, and I'm going to use this as eyeliner. So I'm just going to line it across the top of my lid and join it to the outer edge. So I've just applied some concealer to my under eyes. Now I'm just going to go in my tight liner with that same liquid liner that I used on my upper lid, which was Nocturnal by Anastasia Beverly Hills. And then I'm going to go ahead and buff some shadows underneath my eye and join them up to the wing on the outer edge. Okay, so I just went ahead and popped on a pair of lashes. I used the brand new Jolie Beauty lashes in the style Melody, and they look really, really pretty with this eye look. And this is my finished look, guys. I am leaving it as just the eyes because, like I said at the beginning of the video, I'm going to go ahead and make this into an Ice Queen kind of Halloween look. So I'm just going to do the eyes for now. If you did enjoy watching, then please make sure to leave a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, and also subscribe to my channel if you have not already. My thoughts on this palette: I think it's an absolutely beautiful palette. Not only the packaging and the design of it, but the whole color scheme and all the colors are so beautiful, and they worked really, really nicely together as well. Obviously, I did only use the blue shades in this palette today, but I'm sure that the other shadows are absolutely amazing as well. I'll definitely be using this palette in the future because I definitely want to have a try of the pink shades and the orange and the yellow and everything like that. So I'll definitely be using this palette again. I know this one was probably a bit of a short one, but I really hope you guys enjoyed nonetheless. So I am going to leave this one here, but thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in my next one. Bye.